Good evening, gang. I just figured let's see if anybody wants to talk real quick tonight because it seems to be pretty quiet out there and there's some interesting news. And I thought put it up on StreamYard so we could kind of talk amongst ourselves and see what's going on. So let's see if anybody actually finds this live stream that was not planned at all. But oh, look at this. Okay, we got people here. And I hear 5x5. Okay. So, uh, yeah. Hello, not sitting in my normal spot, sitting in my throne. No, not the throne that you guys think, but want to see if anybody wants to come up and talk. I'm going to post the StreamYard link here real quick. And yes, I'm going to check to make sure you're not naked before you come up. But this one just came out. I've had a couple of people that have made the comments of, they're a little worried about what's going on. Let's have a comment or let's have a live stream. So I thought I'd do this real quick. Anybody see what came out of the Pentagon this afternoon? And here's my question. Would my channel, Magic Preppers, Angry Preppers, Alaska Preppers, Lake Ferry, TJ, North Shore Preparedness, I don't know, pick somebody. Would we be considered extremists? We all have our points. The U.S. military today has upgraded its extremism policy, allowing commanders to punish service members for actively participating in banned activities, including liking videos on YouTube. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Oh, by the way, that's not published in the U.S. media, but that came out today. So, wanted to see if any of you guys wanted to get up here and discuss what's going on today, besides the fact, I don't know, the 500-point drop in the market again. Okay, biggest 3-day drop we've seen in 9 months. And where we go. So I just thought I'd bring it up. So if anybody wants to come up, again, I will put the StreamYard in there. And all you got to do is click the link. And if you want to talk, we'll talk. See what you guys have. Treasure Seekers, no, you're not late. This is a surprise. And I just came up about 2 minutes ago. Well, let's see. Commander, what the hell was that? Thank you. I think that will be sent out to the folks in with Grindstone too. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, guys, it's getting crazy. I was hoping somebody come up and talk. Somebody, anybody here, please. No. Not like I planned anything. I saw that real quick and I wanted to see. But I mean, if we're going to start getting called extremists, that's a little crazy. Somebody sent me an article today about Turkey. And you guys know what's going on in Turkey. The lira is crashing. I mean, Turkey's turning into the latest Venezuela, Zimbabwe, pick a country, where the economy is completely crashing. And now all of a sudden, prepping is going to be considered illegal in Turkey. Figure that one out. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Jana just says Pentagon refuses 12,000 troops for the religious exemption. Yep, I saw that. This is getting insane, guys. Yeah, anyone, Lady M says, anyone who preps could be considered an extremist. You know, it's funny because I mentioned in this afternoon's video to y'all, that thank you for the Christmas cards and the seeds and everything like that. I mean, here it is. It's middle of December, and Bob,
Hey, how are you?
Bob C, good to see you.
Oh,
Let me just finish. Let me just finish my point real quick.
oh, sorry.
It was just good to see, and I mean, that y'all sending me seeds or whatever it is, and I thank you everybody so much for all the Christmas cards that are all around the door and everything, old school type stuff. But it amazes me how many people want to do what they do, and I don't know about anybody else, but here it is. We're the week before Christmas, and I'm already itching to get my hands back in the dirt. I want to plant, and it's just crazy. So, Bob, come on back up. Oh, Commander, I
Hey,
will salute you. Thank you very much, sir. Gentlemen,
you're welcome.
thank you for coming up. It's wonderful to see people come up here. I wanted to hear what y'all's thoughts were on the craziness that's going on today in the news, the week before Christmas, and everything between what the Pentagon just came out and saying that apparently we're all extremists now. Or you pick something. So, Bob, you were the first one in here. What's on your mind?
Well, I can't say that I've been paying close attention to the news today. I do try to, you know, at least get some news from you guys. Uh, uh, and there's also a couple people, some YouTubers that are, well, like John Campbell, who I'm not sure whether he's great or not, but he's factual,
Right.
which I think is good. You know, so, but I mean, it's always a game. It's like I'm like literally learning what's going on in terms of um, what are the alternatives uh, for some of this stuff, and being I'm in New York these days, and I'm not really a New Yorker. I had a job here for like 3 years, and I considered it like a temporary thing. And now I'm feeling like maybe with all these assembly bills, I really was discouraged.
Where are you in New York?
Westchester County. So I'm north. I'm north of the Bronx, north
Yep.
of Yonkers, northeast of Yonkers, by about 15 minutes.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. Like I said, I've recruited a lot in New York and Connecticut and everything like that. So I know they've got a good idea where you are.
Yeah. So yeah, Eastchester really. Yeah. So
How crazy is it up there with all the news that's come out about A641 and all that?
which one is A641?
That's the one I was talking about this afternoon, where they were talking about COVID camps and.
Oh, that scares the crap out of me. You know what I mean?
Are you hearing people talk about it?
No, I'm literally, for the most part, I've been kind of distancing a lot. So I'm working remotely currently.
Okay.
So I'm pretty much in my room except for shopping and church. And
Okay.
these days, right now, it's like I may start not going to church for a month or two, just because the Omicron is rising, and I want to see what it does. Okay, I want to see is it a nothing, or is there something really for somebody my age to worry about?
Right.
And I try to be factual. I mean, and not go too far to the left or too far to the right. As far as I mean, honestly, I do kind of feel as if all the conspiracy theories. You know, I mean, I spent time in Virginia, and you know, I feel as if we had a success down there, and I was actually a part of it. So,
How so?
I'm still I still have a place down there also.
Okay,
So I'm registered down there.
gotcha.
So, but
Commander, what's on your mind?
Well, my dad put 28 years in the Air Force, and growing up a military brat, you know, I'm just amazed at what the Pentagon is coming out and saying right now, trying to make the forces less than what they can be. And I think a lot of folks that are in the military, in fact, I read an article earlier today regarding some generals coming out and stating that they're worried in 2024 that there may be a quote unquote civil war, and it would be instigated, well, maybe not instigated, it'd be supported by various, you know, contingents of the military, you know, the right leaning, the right leaning, constitutional loving portions of the military would basically raise up arms. That was their concern.
Right.
I can't say I doubt them, honestly.
The interesting part that I saw with all of that is, you know, this was what if I read the same multiple places reading the same thing, is you had, I think it was 3 or 4 generals that were all retired, and you know, they were talking about the X amount that we had last year, but you had all the talks of, oh, which way are they going to go? We've got to reiterate to them what's a lawful order, what's a legal order.
Yeah.
You know, and it comes down to the point where, again, like we've all talked about, that the highest echelon of military, the military command, let's just put it that way, has all been watered down by since the Obama administration. Okay, and you saw it through Trump, and it's continuing here. The troops, okay, the ground, so, and y'all know I was an NCO. You know, the boots on the ground are not the woke liberal group, but that I think that's what you're seeing here, is that upper echelon is worried that the forces are not going to kowtow to what they're talking about, and that's what scares the crap out of them.
Right. At the general level, they're all political. They're appointees, right?
Correct.
And so, you know, they know who's back to scratch because that's how they got into that position. I mean, if you listen to, I forget his name, chief of staff guy, it's nothing but political that comes out, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, there is a concern. I mean, when you took your oath, you took an oath to the Constitution, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Correct.
And the Constitution is for we the people. So you didn't. There's no oath for generals or a political person. It's an oath to the Constitution, and that's got to be looked at as a hugely important step in a person's life. So if they believe in the Constitution, then an order that is contrary to that is debatable.
Well, I mean, and you're absolutely correct. I mean, when I went in, it was, excuse me, you know, Reagan was still president, and then when I got out, Bush was president. But you know, it wasn't any oath to Ronald Reagan. It was an oath to the Constitution. And as I talked about today, they are trying to destroy every amendment one by one, you know, going through.
I caught that. That was a good one. Yep.
You know, I mean, we're now up to 6, and what's being. And Stephanie just says keyword appointees. She's
Appointees.
correct. Yes, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm kind of trying to read the chat at the same time as going through. It's always crazy when you're doing this, but Bob, what do you have to say about that part?
Bob,
Oh,
your mic's on mute.
You're on mute.
Yeah,
there you go.
I do feel like our rights are being taken away slowly. Okay, and I mean, it's like I'm not sure that I'm as well educated on what all of the amendments to the Constitution are, but I'm seeing them slip away. You know what I mean? And you're right. It's not more. It's not one. It's like 4 or 5.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I talked about this afternoon. When you look at, now we're talking about the Fourth Amendment and the Sixth Amendment. What's getting kicked to the curb in New York? I mean, y'all know what's going to happen real quick if New York passes that. Every other blue state's going to go, oh, okay, let's do this too. And this is all what we talk about with this. What's the word I'm looking for? The Balkanization here. Where are people going to? And I did the video yesterday with people moving. 56% of the people, in 2021 are at least planning on moving. Okay, whether or not they can do it is a different thing. But when you have more than half the country that's trying to split, and you've got a military that's being told, you can't like a video. I mean, not counting the troops that are being deployed, that nobody tells us about, the troops that are being deployed over to Ukraine or to Poland or whatever it is, the Rangers that are going over there, what is going on? I really, the reason I came on tonight, I wanted to hear what you all thought here, because it's got my head completely spinning.
Yeah, them trying to basically cloister the military ranks from listening to free speech is yeah, you're right. It has my mind spinning as well. It's unconscionable.
Hang on, somebody just asked. I want to post this here real quick in the chat here so y'all can read what I started this all about here. So the extremist rules that the Pentagon's coming out with. Guys, I posted up the StreamYard here in case anybody wants to come up. This is open chat time for everybody to talk. So somewhere in there, if I can find it again. If you want to come up on panel, please do.
Yep.
I lost it here somewhere.
Yeah, I'd like to not be alone here, or with only a few.
You're not alone, Bob. You're not alone.
There it is. Nope, that's not the StreamYard. Hang on. Oh, I gotta find it. Too many windows open and I lost it.
Yeah.
Whoop. You got Sheena in there. Sheena, hello.
Hello.
You found it in there somewhere.
I wanted to know, with everything going on and the court doing their thing about the, are we going to be required to have that, or will it go up further in court?
Okay. I'm assuming you're talking about what I discussed this afternoon, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's going to be interesting. And they are going to push this as far as they can. And I still stand by everything I've said, that this is a threat. They're going to make every threat they can until the court rules it down. Like we saw the 100 employees, okay? And all the companies come up and say, you got to get it now, until the court says no. But how many people did they get who went and did it.
Does that change for the military as well?
Well, here's the problem. No, it does not change for the federal employees, and it does not change for the military, because those are federal employees. Okay. And so Congress or the White House does have control over federal employees, not contractors. Okay. Federal employees. And they can dictate whatever they want. Just like a company,
Yeah.
XYZ company can say whatever they want. We require it. Okay, that's your right. Okay. The federal government, because you are an employee of the federal government, can say that as well. And the military, being employees of the federal government, yes, they can say it. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not even going to pretend to be a lawyer. I don't play one on TV. What the Supreme Court says about that is different. But as for right now, the mandate keeps going back and forth on hospitals, government contractors, employers with over 100 employees, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But there's been nothing that has put a stay on government employees. And so that, we saw, was it yesterday or over the weekend, I guess, if you will, was it and I talked about this, I don't remember the exact numbers. I think the Army is processing 5,000 some odd people for discharge, and the Navy's processing something like 3,000 people for discharge. I talked about that in one of the videos. I don't remember the exact numbers. But that's what you get into. And there's nothing that the military or government employees can do at this point until one of their cases gets heard.
Well, thank you for answering my question. You guys stay safe, and thank you. And thank you for what you do, Pinball. You're very appreciated.
I'm trying.
And
Y'all are appreciated too. Trust me.
I second that.
Yeah. I think the thing that triggered me the most was the possibility of them saying religious exemptions are illegal.
Okay,
Yeah.
I haven't seen where I've seen religious exemptions being turned down, but I haven't seen where.
I can't remember who it was. I think it was Pinball Prepper. I mean, I'm not Pinball. It's you. I think it was Ed.
Prepper Nurse,
yeah, who said that they're going after them in one of the articles. So,
saying religious art.
To basically
illegal?
to if you get a religious exemption, that they don't count if you go to college or if you work in New York. That's not yet the case, but that's one of the things that he said that they're voting on.
They're trying to push through. Okay, so when they go into session in early January, yeah, I mean, New York is going to be the trial balloon for the entire country. We know that. And again, New York City and New York State are completely two different animals, just like anything else. I mean, take, Massachusetts, Boston and the rest of Mass, or Chicago and the rest of Illinois, or whatever it is. You got, tiny little blue areas and the rest red. That just happens to be where all the people are.
I've driven north a few times, to just drive around and talk to people, and I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, when you get outside the city, all of a sudden, the IQ goes up. Just Commander, you got. I can see it in your eyes. You got something on your mind. What's up?
Well, so I'm up here in Utah for a couple of years. I work in aerospace, so I'm training some folks to basically take my position in a couple of years, right? Okay. Normally from Southern Arizona. And as you can tell, I have to deal with that stuff. But
Okay, so Logan, Salt Lake City, where are you?
I'm in Provo.
Oh, you're not north.
No, no.
No, I know the area because I lived in Draper.
Okay, yeah. Actually, Springville.
Oh, okay, all right, so you're even closer.
Yeah, but
Dogs. Hang on a second, guys. I have
okay. Must have worked.
So what's that behind you? Cars or
Snow.
there's
Snow.
there's like little piles of there's like mounds every now and then.
Yeah. We had snow last week, and we're expecting more this week later. Like I said, I'm from southern Arizona, so this is kind of chilly and uncomfortable.
I'm from Pittsburgh, but it was cold last night here.
Ah, so you know where Uniontown is, right?
Yes.
Yeah, my grandparents lived right near Uniontown.
I grew up in the city till I was 10. Then we lived in Nottingham Township, and then further out in Washington County.
Yeah. So what I was going to say is, so I'm up here for a couple of years, and
Right.
I'm pleasantly surprised of how conservative the vast majority, if not, well, a vast majority of people are up here. You know, they prepare. You know, they have their own views on certain things, but in most respect, you know, they're all preparing, and they disagree vehemently with Potato
Yeah.
and all of his dealings. So yeah, I mean, it's a good spot for me to be in for the time being. It's okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Have you seen the stuff that the left are saying about Joe Manchin?
Oh my God.
Isn't that horrible?
I mean, the one thing that I found really interesting today, you know, and you know, the news is trying to make hay out of this one,
Mhm.
is, oh, you know, he might go declare himself an independent, but he's still going to caucus with the Democrats. Who cares?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I don't care about caucus. If he caucuses with the Democrats, then Chuck Schumer's still in charge of the Senate. You know, you want to change things, okay? Change parties. Say you're now a Republican,
Yep.
and you know, and then the turtle winds up, you know, running the show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's I mean, you don't know. I mean, his views, being a moderate, align quite a bit with the Republican Party and their philosophy. So it may be something that comes out, because if his party is talking the way they are about him, why stick with the party?
Oh,
He should just
absolutely.
leave.
Yeah, I mean they are just beating the crap out of him. And
Yep.
I'm sorry, guys, I'm trying to figure out how to copy this StreamYard link because people are asking for it and I can't figure out how to do it. But yeah, if they're I mean, think about any job you're in. If people are going to throw you under the bus that bad,
Mm-hmm.
the hell with it. You know,
Yep.
then I'm out. You know, and
Yep.
I mean, who was the guy from Jersey? I can't think of his name off the top of it. Who flipped parties? Because you know, same stuff with him too.
Yeah, that's right. I think he'd be welcomed, open arms.
All right, I'm gonna have to type this in by hand. Hang on, guys. It's the best way I can do it. So bear with me a second.
So I'll just make a comment while you're doing that. In general, I've discovered that prayer actually works.
In regards to how
in regards to just things in life. I mean, it was like, I mean, I said a novena before the midterm election down in Virginia, and as the results were coming in, I was driving, and I felt like. I felt like for a few moments, like, okay, what's going to happen in Fairfax? But then I said, God's in control, and as a result, I didn't freak out. So now in New York, I'm back to the point where I'm going to freak out, and it's like I have to learn how to be brave. So
yeah, bravery is going to be that. You have to get this right in your head right now. It's like, where is your line in the sand? What are you willing to do? Because there's going to be so many people that are all talk and no action. They're going to put their tail between their legs and run away, and y'all know that. And we have a friend of mine from down under.
G'day.
Good day, sir.
Howdy.
Hi.
Oh, don't call me sir. I work for a living.
Yes, okay, all right. You're
Sorry,
allowed that.
no, it's the officers. I was following and reading the chat and appreciate the opportunity to say g'day to everybody, especially in the USA and all over the world. Something that I wanted to just point out to everybody in the USA, which seems to be, I won't say ignored or forgotten, but set aside due to all the noise that's around us. The politicians are copy pasting everything from Australia when it comes to circumventing and avoiding the US Constitution. They've done the same thing in Australia. The state politicians, in cahoots with the federal / Commonwealth in our case, politicians have literally applied a loophole which has been set up over many decades now, called commercial law, which doesn't necessarily fall under the same set of rules or guidelines as common law, or what we call our law, constitutional law. Commercial law is totally separate on an international level and has its network hooked up with IMF and UN and everything else in the legal precedent of things. So what we're talking about online today about companies being allowed to mandate, or should I say coerce, to be politically correct, Jags, they are literally doing so in accordance with commercial law, which was handed down to them. The fine print, the actual methodology was handed down to them by your politicians, literally from the White House, which is all online. It's been public, so there's no secret there. It's no conspiracy theory. And that was in cahoots with all your state governors, or your state politicians, your White House, direct, as was shown publicly on mainstream media. And that was literally a copy-paste of how it was done in Australia. For all those people out there that hear about camps and think that they're conspiracy theory or FUD, no. I am a living, breathing human being who returned to my home, Australia, a couple of months back, and I had to spend 2 weeks in a quarantine camp, which was a previous miner camp, workers camp, for a mining company up north in the Northern Territory, and it was just repurposed into a quarantine camp. They do exist. They're being built in other states in Australia. Other camps are being repurposed in Australia for these purposes, for that intention. And it is as simple as taking something that already exists and repurposing it. So to all the people in the USA who believe that that is a conspiracy theory, don't countenance. It is reality. It is happening in Western nations, democracies, countries such as my own, Australia, where we used to pride ourselves on being the home of the young, or the land of the young and the free. And yet here we are today, living a novel called 1984 in 2020/2021.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because one of the channels that I watch a lot is Aussie Cossack, and I'm certainly I see the smile on your face. So are you in New South Wales? Are you in Queensland? Where are you? North, south? Where are you?
I'm physically in New South Wales right now. We're moving up north, beginning of next year to Queensland.
Okay, so there's a lot of talk. I keep hearing this in emails, some comments and stuff like that. I mean, we all know that originally Australia was a penal colony. Does it seem to you that seems to be what the World Economic Forum is trying to do, is turn Australia back into a penal colony? I know that's a deep question.
I would say that's a little far. Yes,
You
I
think
would
it's
say that's a little far-fetched.
Okay.
It is a little far-fetched. There is a little piece of Australian history that many don't know. Look it up for those who are interested. It's called the Eureka Stockade. We have a historical precedent where a tyrannical government, which then during the colony era, during the gold rush era, where a tyrannical government was imposing very tyrannical taxes, among other things, upon the miners, upon the common day workers, many of whom were from the United States, by the way, just another historical fact.
Mhm.
And the Aussie miners, the people, stood up and literally took a stand. It was called the Eureka Stockade. It was a battle that was unfortunately lost by the miners, but it did result in many changes occurring, and all in favor of the common folk. So we have a historical precedent, a legal precedent upon which we can stand up for our rights.
Right.
And it's a cultural thing too for many Aussies.
Yeah, well, it's about the same thing here. There's a lot of cultural, I mean, the American soul is, we've always been rebellious. So, Liza, I don't want to leave you out here. I'm sorry we had left you sitting there, but wanted to talk to Auslander here for a second as he popped in. What is on your mind tonight? Liza, can you hear me?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, now I can. It's a little low, but it's okay. All right, this is what I want to talk about.
Shoot.
I'm a healthcare worker
Okay.
and I filed a religious exemption. And
Where
it might
are
be a
you?
little late right now.
Where are
but-
you?
Oh, where am I?
City
Can you hear
wise.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Did you ask where I was?
Yes.
I'm in Wisconsin.
Okay.
So anyway, I wanted to let people know that they should educate themselves watching the Peggy Hall videos. She does the Healthy American and she breaks down what a religious exemption is, how to file it, and etc. She breaks down the whole process. What I've discovered and why I wanted to come up is that the people that are threatening my job, they don't know what the law is. They don't know about the Civil Rights Act. They're dense about it. And so here they are trying to strip nurses of their livelihoods, and they don't even know what they're doing. So I'm upset. So anyway, I want people to educate themselves, learn how to fight for yourself. And Peggy Hall's a really good start. Is it really going to help? I don't know. It remains to be seen for me. So far, I haven't been bounced, but it could happen or it could not. I'll tell you what else is happening though.
Shoot.
Now they have so many staff out that I haven't been bounced yet, and they're offering huge bonuses to people to start floating around. So if you don't get sick, people, it's not good out there in the healthcare system. One of my friends called me last week. Her unvaccinated mother, who had COVID, was forced to sit in an ER for 5.5 hours before they would even see her. And then my friend called me crying, saying there aren't any staff here. That's how serious this is.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because we keep hearing about this, cold, dark winter, and that there's not going to be the hospital beds or whatever. Is it because, in your opinion, as a healthcare professional, Is it because there's going to be so many people sick, or is it going to be because there's so few staff to take care of them? And now I won't say so few available beds, because we all know the beds are available. Is it that there's just not the staff to look after somebody?
Currently, I'm seeing that we're having a problem with staffing. I am not seeing the numbers for COVID yet, but Pinball, I don't know. I think I make myself pretty clear in your chats. I think the damn vaccine is a virus. I think that this is war. They picked healthcare because we're the big fish. If they implode us, America's gone. That's our biggest business.
Right.
And they're doing everything they can. My doctor got fired. My doctor got fired because he wouldn't get vaccinated. I spent all day trying to get another one.
As in the doctor you work for?
No,
or
it's
your
my
personal
physician.
Oh, jeez.
Hey,
This is
Pinball,
happening,
I
folks.
got to
This is
go in.
happening.
I'm getting
And
cold.
so do some research
Okay, yes.
now.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry, Pinball. Yeah, do a little work right now. Start looking for doctor number 2 if they bounce your doctor. Start doing your homework and reading on health grades and trying to find somebody that you might want to see. Anyway, I flapped my jaws long enough.
There you
I'll
go.
bid my adieu. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Can you
JB
tell
Prep,
I'm a little fired up?
just a hair.
Thank you for letting me come up. Now, how do I get down?
I can take care of that for you if you'd like.
Thank you.
JB Preps, hello. What is on your mind this evening, my dear?
Hey, Pinball. What's that?
Hello. Yep, we can hear you.
Hi. Okay, I just
What's on
wanted
your-
to tell you that I so appreciate everything you do. I love what
Not
you do. I want to wish you and Mrs. Pinball Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
And my question to you is, when do you think everything's going to go down?
When do I think everything's going to go down? Oh God.
Yes.
There's a loaded question. Economically,
David
we're
Dubine
already.
today.
I'm sorry. Say again.
Oh, David Dubine today was saying maybe in March, and I just want to know your take on it. His was geological, so
Okay.
there's financial.
Yeah, the geological, whether earthquakes or Yellowstone or whatever it is, I have no knowledge of. That's not me. The financial part, we're already starting to see the cracks. Again, I think I talked about this earlier. We've now had the biggest 3-day drop in the market in 6 months. You're seeing inflation. We can talk about that ad nauseum. I don't think I have to tell anybody about the cost of everything. My comment still has been, get whatever you can before Christmas, because from everything I am hearing from every source I've got is Walmart, Target, Macy's, pick one, Kroger is taking everything from the warehouse and putting it in the store now before Christmas. So Christmas isn't a disaster. And then you're going to talk about probably the week after New Year's. Then you're going to start looking at where is everything, because you get the part of the companies are trying to make their profit for 2021 now, sell everything we can. We'll worry about 2022 in January because we got 12 months to deal with it, but we've got 12 days to deal with 2021 yet. Economically, to go with David Dubine, to go with a lot of the stuff that I read and follow, my 2021 prediction now looks like it's going to probably be extended out to early spring, late February, early March before we see a market crash. You look at what's going on in Turkey right now. Again, I'm not trying to play Nostradamus. I don't have a crystal ball, but the economic signs are all there that we are in a bubble that I mean, we don't even want to talk about the comparison between the IT bubble that we had in 2000, the real estate bubble we had in 08, 09. That we are. This is the froth on top of the beer now. This isn't even the bubbles coming up. And when this thing drops, it's going to drop. And if the politicians have their way, which is what they're trying to do, I think we all agree with this now. They are trying to cause this to crash. And Joe Manchin stops them from crashing the economy with, a stroke of a pen. But I mean, that's a Band-Aid on a bullet wound at this point. Yeah. Economically, you're going to see, my opinion, again, we're already starting to see the fallout. And it's going to snowball from here.
So you don't think it's going to be a slow decline? It's going to come to a head?
I think we've already been in the slow decline for 6 months, and it's just going to start getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, when we're talking about what was it? We were at 3% inflation at the end of summer, and all of a sudden we're at 7% inflation. When the numbers come in at the end of January, I'm just talking about we know, if you go back to 1980s numbers, we're at 15%. Okay. But I'm talking about what's the official numbers. With the 6.8%, when that's 11% at the end of January and 16% or something like that at the end of February, when is it that people are going to realize that nobody's paycheck has gone up to keep with this? We're all getting poorer. And hearing all this crap about, oh, gee, we have to, if we give everybody more money, there's actually talk there. One of the congressmen today is going to put a bill up in the House to kick out another stimulus check. Again, what good is $1,000, $1,200, whatever the hell it is, when the price of everything goes up 10%? It doesn't make a lick of difference.
Right.
Hey,
Right.
Pinball.
Oh. Yes, sir.
So there he goes again. Mate. I'd like to say thank you for letting me send that message / warning through personal experience that I had in Australia with the camps, and to relay the information that all of what's going on in the States now has been tried, tested, and proven to work in Australia.
Yep.
It's not a conspiracy theory. It is now historical data, being the in word nowadays. On that note, I'd like to say thank you. God bless everybody in the United States. God bless everybody in Australia too, and throughout the whole world.
Yes.
Stay safe. Wish everyone a very merry, holy Christmas. A lot of health and wealth to everybody. And love from above. God bless you all. You have a good day.
My brother, you're always welcome here. Thank you very much. Have a Merry Christmas.
Jack Miller out.
I'm gonna sign off too. I just wanted to say that the Christmas runs until February. Let's not forget.
All right, Bob. Thanks much for
And I'll
stopping in.
sign off. Nice talking to you.
Nice seeing you too. Thank you, folks. Okay, well, if everybody's going to bounce, I think we'll call this a quick evening. But thank you, everybody, and we will see y'all with a surprise tomorrow night at 8:00. Have a good evening, y'all. Pinball out.